Hello, fellow YouTubers. LegWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old, and today I'm taking a look at Team Chaotix by Jakks Pacific. Here I have 4-inch Espio, 4-inch Vector, and 2.5-inch Charmy. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, and kind of keeping up the trend I've been doing. Let's start with Espio. Okay, so here, first off, we'll get into the card for Espio. He's from Wave 9. He comes with a checkpoint. It says, the speed member of Team Chaotix. He is a chameleon that can blend in. 12 points for articulation. Shows the other figures in this wave. Sonic, Tails, and the Egg Robo. Now, the figure itself. I will admit, he's not bad. He's still pretty good. But this is probably my least favorite 4-inch Jakks figure. First reason being, let's just go in and talk about the accessories, that he just comes with this stupid checkpoint. Like, it comes with Tails and Eggman. Okay, fine, whatever. But why does Espio come with a checkpoint? Clearly, the budget for the accessory for this wave went towards the Egg Robo's gun. So yeah, that's a bummer. It really kind of makes me resent this accessory. Thankfully, I naturally have a huge LEGO collection and a lot of Ninjago and Star Wars parts, so it's not quite accurate, but I was able to sort of make a kunai. I think it's how it's pronounced. For him, it's not quite right, but oh well. The other thing I don't like is that he's smiling. It's not that he's like a mean guy or anything. It's just he's more serious. So yeah, those two things really kind of bother me about the figure. At least the accessory I could fix. And this I could sort of fix. I might try just wiping that off and painting a more serious expression on him someday. And it is a bummer because he looks really good otherwise. Like the head sculpt is really nice. Coloration looks good. He's got yellow eyes. He's got the yellow horn on the front. He's got this kind of weird heart shape on his chest. These are pretty well painted. His gauntlets, got the blue kind of arrow thing right there. Got the yellow things around his on wrist cuffs. He's got a tail, and then he's got these things on the back that I'm just not quite sure what they're called at the moment. He's got very big feet with pretty much no heel support, but to be fair, that is just kind of a thing with Sonic designs. So I'll let that one slide because I can get him to stand fairly well now. It was hard when I first got him, but the sculpt work on his feet, also pretty nice. So again, he's not bad at all. I still think he's really nice and still embodies the character pretty well. It's just he's got some issues I feel could have been avoided. But it's not the end of the world. Now his articulation, head is on a ball joint, and again you can utilize it a little more, but you're not going to be able to do too much with it. And look right and left, it's very loose. I think this is a widespread issue, I'm not 100% sure. Shoulders are on ball joints, so of course they can do a full 360. They can go up about that far. You have wrist swivels. They're a little limited by the gauntlets, but still, I feel you get what you want out of them. The tail is on a ball joint, so you can just kind of move it whatever way you want. Legs can go forward that far and back that far. His knees are very loose. I think he's been like this since I got him. I don't know why. Maybe that's a widespread issue too. Not 100% sure. Either way, you have a knee bend. And his ankles are ball jointed. It's a little bit harder to use, but you can swivel them. Again, he's a bit of a pain to stand at times, but I think I've got him in a pose where he can stand okay now. So yeah, that's Espio. Again, not my favorite Jakks figure, but still pretty good. So now we can move on to Charmy, and I am incredibly lucky that I was able to find this figure. So first off, we'll look at the card. It says, armed with his signature jacket and sharp stinger, Charmy is the essential backbone of the Chaotix detective agency. So that's that. Now this figure is pretty nice. Even though I have seen some people talk about it, and I do agree, he is supposed to be as tall as Cream, and Cream is getting a 4-inch figure. So really he should be a 4-inch, but I still feel like it works well enough. However, another thing I want to mention, this guy's really small even amongst other 2.5-inch figures. So there's that. Still, once again, the overall look is there. There seems to be a slight defect, like there's a gap right there, right in that area. I'm not sure how that happened, but okay. Still, he looks really nice. The head sculpt is good, and he's got the eyes. His antennae are rubbery, thankfully. He's got his goggles. He's got his wings, and I know when Jazz wears made in the wings were just kind of a translucent plastic, and I don't think they were articulated. And he's got his stinger, which is also painted. Little bleed over, but it's not too bad. He's got his jacket. Appreciate the detail with the B on his jacket. Of course, he's got a zipper there. His shoes look nice. Just all around sculpt work and paint are really nice for a $5 figure. And for his articulation, it's also pretty good. Head is on a ball joint, but you can't really use that too much, as always. You look right and left. His shoulders, I mean, they're going to collide some, but they can do a full 360. They can go up about that far. No wrist swivels. Legs can go forward that far and back that far. Of course, they can rotate. And his wings are articulated, which I really appreciate. So all around, he's a really nice figure for the price point. Again, he really should be a smaller 4-inch figure, or at least a bigger 2.5-inch figure, but for the size, still really nice. So now we can move on to Vector. So you can see I got the car right there. Again, he's only in wave 10 right now. Hopefully he'll get repacked eventually. But it says, Vector will take any job that pays, but he'll also help Sonic save the world from Dr. Eggman out of the goodness of his own heart. Comes with a super ring. Shows his articulation, 13 points. The other figures in this wave, the only one I have is the Amy. And we'll talk about his accessory, the super ring. He really should come with a walkie-talkie. This doesn't bother me as much as Espio just coming with a checkpoint. I don't think I have any others of this 10 ring. I don't think I do. I don't really care about this accessory too much, but it exists, I guess. Yeah, I need to make a walkie-talkie for him. Now the figure itself, I mentioned this in my previous review, but this is probably my favorite Jakks figure so far. Like, I was iffy about him at first when I saw his jaw was open, but then when I realized it was articulated, I said that really weird. I was really happy. So that gave him a boost, and yeah, I really like this figure. First off, they painted the headphones, which is really nice. Got gray right there. His eyes are yellow. Apparently yellow is just the main eye color of the Chaotix. Open his jaw. He's got a painted tongue in there. Painted roof of the mouth and the bottom of the mouth. His teeth are painted pretty well. He's got the chain around his neck. He's got these wrist cuffs with the buckles on him. He has his tail with the red things going down, which looks really nice. And his shoes also look good. So sculpt work is really good. Now for his articulation, that's also pretty nice. Head is on a swivel joint, maybe a little limited, but I still feel you can do everything you need to do for the most part with him. You can open and close his jaw mostly. It would be nice if it could close just a little bit more, but it can't. So really my main nitpick with the articulation. Shoulders can do a full 360. They can go up like this, so that's really nice. You have elbow bend and elbow rotation. The hands are on ball joints. And his legs got pretty good movement also. They can go up that far and back that far. Ankle pivot, can rotate it. And you have a tail swivel. So articulation is pretty good. Again, he's a bigger figure, so kind of expect that, but still, I appreciate that. And again, just the fact they went the extra mile and made it so you could open and close his jaw. So I'd say that pretty much does it for Vector and the Chaotix. Alright, so here we have the three of them together. And just because I can, let's go ahead and put Knuckles and Mighty with them. Just recreate the team from Knuckles Chaotix. I haven't actually played that game, I just thought this would be a fun thing to do. So overall, some pretty solid figures. Out of the three, again, Vector is definitely my favorite. I still think he's my #1 Sonic Jakks 4-inch figure at the moment. Charmy, even though he's a 2.5-inch figure, really probably should be more like a smaller 4-inch or a bigger 2.5-inch figure. I still think he's really good. He's got great sculpt and paintwork for the size. Average posability. Espio, again, he's a good figure. Just the accessory and the expression really drag him down. I'd also mention the articulation, but to be honest, I don't really think that's entirely fair because all the Jakks figures, I have some sort of issue with the articulation, so I think it's fine. Now, these figures are a little bit harder to come by. I decided to check. You can still get Wave 9, which has Espio, on Big Bad Toy Store. It is actually labeled in stock, so I don't think it's like they might get it from Jakks, but they also might not. Like, it looks like it is in stock, so if you want to get him, you can get Wave 9 on Big Bad Toy Store. Vector, unfortunately, is harder to find. While he was available on Big Bad Toy Store, it doesn't look like he is anymore. And if you want to get him, he might still be floating around at some stores. Like, some Walmarts tend to be very behind on these, so maybe they'll get Wave 10 down the line. If not, though, he's worth like $20-some on eBay. A little pricey, but at least he is a bigger figure, so, I mean, if you want to, I guess that's a good way to justify it. Again, I ended up spending, I didn't actually mention this yet, I did end up paying $20-some for Espio because I was just having a hard time finding him, and I'm not entirely proud of that. I wouldn't have regretted it too much with Vector, but with Espio I kind of do, especially since I did end up seeing him, but that was like 4 months later. Charmy, unfortunately, came out right around the time that Jakks decided they didn't want to release these figures on online retailers anymore and wanted to subject us to the agony of finding them in stores. I was lucky. I just went to Target one day, and there he was. I could not believe it. But yeah, they seriously need to release this guy in the check lanes to make him a little bit easier to find. So yeah, some pretty solid figures. Just finding them is problematic, which is the case for a lot of the figures in this line. But if you are looking to get them, Charmy is also $20-some. It's pretty ridiculous. You might still be able to find him in some stores if you're in the right place at the right time. Or again, he might get released in the check lane. Or maybe Jakks will do a Chaotix 3-pack, but I don't know. With a few exceptions, Jakks is not very good with multi-packs, at least not as good as like Jazzwares and Tomy were. Which is a bummer, because getting these figures released together with more proper accessories would be really awesome. But that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. Anyway, with that ran out of the way, that's how I recommend getting these figures. And just to let you all know, this is probably going to be my last Sonic review for a little while. Because, again, I'm reviewing these guys in teams, and this is the last of the teams that I have completed. Because I need to find Cream. Hopefully I'll be able to find her. Really, with how things go where I live, I'm not expecting to see Wave 13 until maybe August or September. So it could be a little while. Either way, I'll get her, then I can review Team Rose. Then if I get Infinite, I'm only getting him if I'm able to find him. I'm not going to go to Extremes to get him. But if I am able to find him, I'll review him with Modern Eggman and Metal Sonic. Then Wave 14 comes out. That'll have Blaze, so I'll review her with Silver. So those are some plans for the future. Not entirely sure what I'll do with the classic characters or some other 4-inch figures, but those are my plans for right now. Oh, and also once I get some form of Super Shadow and the Blue Chaos Emerald, then I can review the 3 Super Hedgehogs. So yeah, like I said, last Sonic review for a little while, but there's kind of a tease into what I'm planning to do in the future. So I hope you look forward to that. And also hopefully this week I can do more Transformers content because I didn't really get to that last week, which I apologize for. That's just how it worked out. So anyway, that's my review of Team Chaotix. Hope you enjoyed the review. As always, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.